Hey, welcome to the channel. So I've got all my tomatoes planted. And if you're like me and you start all your tomatoes from seed yourself, you know that you always end up with way more than you need. So you either end up trying to sell them on Marketplace or at a garage sale like I did. I had all sorts of tomatoes, all different varieties that I didn't need. I couldn't give them any more to my family because everybody had enough. So, I sold some at a garage sale. I took them to work. I gave them out to my coworkers. They were so excited. Everybody loved all my plants. But there's always one, what I call the Charlie Brown tomato plant that nobody wants. And I'm down to this one sad little tomato plant. You can see here his top got broken off. He's only got a couple branches and nobody wanted him. So I'm sitting here looking at him thinking, you know what? I think there's a chance that you're going to be okay, and I'm going to try and find some space for you in my garden. The reason I think that there's a chance is because this little guy has a sucker coming here. So this is an indeterminate variety, the Sweet Millions indeterminate. So it's going to grow and grow and grow. And normally what you would do is try to keep that main stem going and pinch off all these little suckers so that they don't shoot out a whole bunch of new branches and keep that going. But because the top's been broken off, I can see we got a couple suckers here that are coming. We're going to plant this up and just let one of these suckers grow. Actually, I see one right here at the top. We'll just let them all grow and, start kind of another main stem that will take off and go from there. And this little Charlie Brown tomato plant is going to be just fine. So I'm going to squeeze this guy into my garden bed somewhere, and I'm going to show you how I plant him up. So over here in this garden bed, I already have two vining tomatoes planted up here that are gonna, climb up this arbor. I will use string or some kind of clips to kind of train the main stem up the arbor. And then I'm just gonna make a spot here beside them and maybe just use a pole or some kind of stake that we can attach this vining tomato to. So whether you are planting your tomatoes right in the ground or if you're doing in a container or in a garden bed like I'm doing here, I like to try and follow the method of, burying it as deep as I can, get some of that extra stem that we have here under the soil, get some more roots going, and just have a little bit on the top. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pinch off this bottom branch. Now he's really looking sad. But we still have these two suckers here and one branch going. So I'm just going to kind of go as deep as I can here. And I always add a little bit of some fertilizer, worm castings to my holes here. I got some superfood here from Mind and Soil. This is a 444. I've been filling all of my holes with some of this along with some of the worm castings that I also got from him. I purchased his garlic kit last fall, which came with these two items. So they have been great for my spring planting here. So I think I got this deep enough. We'll see. I'm just going to gently get it out of the pot here. You can see it's got a really good root ball going. We're going to just try and bury it up to about here. Sometimes you kind of can lay your tomato down. If you don't have a lot of depth space, you can lay it on your side like I'm doing here. And then just kind of work that soil around it. It might, be a little bendy towards the one way if you're laying it down, but it will eventually work its way up. So now you know that you have a bunch of roots kind of going this way. So when you're watering and maybe digging up or planting something else, just remember that you got some roots extending all the way out here. So what I'm going to do is just put a big garden stake here right now before it starts growing too much. And then I will train it up that stake, and hopefully one of these two suckers will take off. And from there, in a month or so, I can decide which one is going to be the dominant main kind of stem that I will train up a stake. So that's my little Charlie Brown story for you. I thought this was worth saving. I got space in my garden bed, so why not just throw it in? I'm pretty sure this plant is going to do great, and I just wanted to give you an idea of how I plant up my tomatoes in my garden bed. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment. What kind of tomatoes are you planting this year? And don't forget to subscribe so that we see you on the next video.